Brought to you by Express Care Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Healthy Living for KUM News Extra on Tuesday, and we all know people who have had gout, unfortunately. Too much alcohol, too much barbecue products, and suddenly their big toes, knees, or ankle joints are literally throbbing, and the pain can be rather excruciating. Now, gout, if you didn't know, is a type of arthritis that occurs when uric acid builds up in the blood and causes joint inflammation. Here to tell us more about gout and what you can do, more importantly, to treat it and hopefully stay clear of it, is Express Care's Dr. Jitka Lom. Doctor, so good to see you again.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, gout is prevalent on Guam.
Yeah.
We say this year in and year out on the island and everything like that. I just touched on, the borderline definition of it and everything like that. If you can kind of educate us a little bit more into exactly what causes gout and exactly how painful it is, because you can say that till you're blue in the face, but until people are actually really experiencing it.
It's pretty painful.
Yeah.
So you mentioned uric acid. So certain foods that we eat contain purines. These tend to be meats, okay? They have a substance in them called purines, which when it gets absorbed into our blood becomes uric acid. I compare this to salt in the ocean. If there's uric acid just going around in your blood, there's no problem. You don't feel anything. But just as salt out of the ocean can become salt crystals, the uric acid can crystallize within your joints, in your knees or toe or any wrist, any part of your body, and become a crystal. And then that crystal has sharp edges and it's scratching on the inside of your joint. So compare this to maybe a piece of sand in a piece of machinery. It's going to get very hot, red, swollen. Very, very, very painful, incredibly painful. So painful that people really cannot even move their wrist, for example, or even sometimes walk because it's so bad.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've known construction workers, athletes, manly men who
Yes.
have, by virtue of their diet, have come down with gout. And, these are, as I said, big grown guys and everything who are moved to tears because the pain, as I said, is so excruciating. It literally is like walking on broken glass that's on fire.
Yeah, it's fire in your joint.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very, very painful.
And that's because, like you said, it is crystallizing. So
It's
that
a crystal.
literally is what it feels
It's like, when you walk and you have sand in your shoe and it kind of starts to feel hot and you start to get a little blister. Now imagine that's in your joint and there's no way that you can get it out until time passes or you take medicine, and it's scratching every time you move your joint. It's very painful. Okay,
so unfortunately for the people who have it already, are there any over-the-counter medications that are proven to, if not completely get rid of it, then at least, dull the pain?
Right. So for those crystals to melt and get back into the bloodstream as uric acid, that's how they get out of there. They turn back into a liquid form and get dissolved out. You need time and you need to hydrate. That's going to help you. But as far as reducing the inflammation, the redness and the swelling from all that scratching that's been going on inside, you can take over-the-counter Motrin, ibuprofen, naproxen. These are over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medicines, and they will help you. The prescription one is Indocin and indomethacin. It's really very similar to the over-the-counter medicines, not very different at all. So you could try Motrin or ibuprofen first.
Mm-hmm. Now, kind of a, I don't want to call it an urban myth because I believe this has been proven and everything, but black cherry juice apparently is very, very effective. And why is that?
Well, I'm not exactly sure why it is, but it is helpful more in preventing gout than when an actual acute attack comes along. But black cherry juice is a natural home remedy for gout.
Okay, is gout hereditary?
It does run in families. You see, we all have a certain level of tolerance for handling meats, let's say, and meat products. These are the ones that contain uric acid in them when we process them. And when we're young, we can handle anything, and we're bulletproof, and we can eat as much meat as we want. And as we're older, our body really cannot handle that. Our metabolism cannot handle that. It's not made to handle it, particularly if we're Pacific Islanders who generations ago didn't eat any meat. They ate fish only. And so now there's this meat load which their bodies cannot handle over time. So the uric acid will build up and you'll have these constant gout attacks. So this is an opportunity to go back to the roots and eat as you should eat according to your ancestors.
So this may be predisposed in some cases, but I mean you should be eating a very balanced diet anyway.
Yes, you should, but you can understand how if you're eating foods that you're genetically not geared to eat, it's going to cause you problems.
Right. Okay, so now for those people who fortunately do not have gout, how can we steer clear of it?
Okay, well, I think just limiting the amount of meat in your diet would be very helpful. Other foods that tend to cause gout are beer, beans, and shellfish, sort of shrimp and lobster, the rich foods like that. So pork and meat are the main offenders. The worst meats are the organ meats like liver, brain, and kidney. The best meats would be something like chicken.
Okay, which is kind of funny because some people say, like, if you eat liver, that's got its own benefits and everything, but I guess, too much.
Right, too much of a good thing.
Okay, so we do have several interesting questions that our Facebook fans posted and everything, so you ready to get to those?
Sure.
All right, so we will get to those when Healthy Living continues with The Good Doctor. Stay tuned. We're back with your questions after this.